Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the LCN number SEM7810-514 in an aluminum finish. I'm going to pull it out of the packaging here and go over the dimensional properties of the item, visual review of the item, and then we're going to review the links that are down below, the product brochure, the cut sheet, the installation instructions. Our document that's called installation instructions are included with this hardware, which we'll go over in a moment. But here's what the ball pivot connection link looks like. Piece of aluminum, I'm quite sure that that's just an aluminum based material. I suppose just a basic dimension. Overall length, about 2 3/16. Overall width, at the widest point, is 1 inch. At ball diameter, about 5/8 of an inch. Threaded. Okay, let's take a look at the installation instructions. Here's what you can do. Looking at the installation instructions is probably the direct approach, but if you have an SEM series electromagnetic door holder by LCN and you need to extend or bridge the gap between where the door is going to reside and where your electromagnetic holder is, you need an extension. And in all instances, when you need an extension, you'll always require the 7810-514, because this coupler assembly is what's required in all instances when you need an extension. So the way that the system works, and LCN's not unique in this organization, this arrangement as to how it's put together, but what you end up doing is the extension itself is equal to 1.5 inches. This coupler extension. So if you need to bridge an 1.5 inch gap, this is all that you would need. If you needed more room, you're going to remove the ball pivot and the coupler link, and you will insert into here one of their extensions. They're 1/2 inch, they're 3/4 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch, or 4 inch. Is what would go between these 2 points. You'd simply thread it in place. Okay. This, according to the installation instructions now, this installs to the ball link portion goes to the armature base. The armature base is the portion that's attached to the door. The contact plate is the portion of the armature that physically will make contact with the face of the electromagnetic door holder, bringing the two pieces together. Not a tremendous amount of holding force. I don't know what it is for the LCN SEM7810 series. Depends on the voltage that's being applied. It's a couple of dozen pounds, in that range. They're meant to be held open, but you can pull them closed. Depending on the voltage, you might be able to get beyond that. So the installation instructions clearly indicate where you're going to run the ball link through the armature base, bolt that together. The coupler portion comes with this bird's mouth preparation, and its screw is what's going to connect to the contact plate itself. Okay, so from here you're going to go from no extension to at least 1.5 inch extension, then adding 1/2, 3/4, 1 inch, 2 inch, 4 inch into the mix is what you'll end up having with this. That's how it works. We're typical sort of material. We don't what I'm trying to say is, you see these electromagnetic door holders installed in lots of places. They're generally most commonly seen in hospitals because the role of the hardware is to, under command from the fire alarm panel, which will open the circuit, those electromagnetic holders are going to release, obviously allowing the doors to close. And there are instances when you have a door arrangement, when the doors, generally pairs of doors, get opened, there might be some sort of funny wall condition where you need to just get further out. It is interesting to note that there are a lot of creative ways, I suppose, to bridge the distance from the armature base on the door to the electromagnetic door holder on the wall. We've all seen pictures of chains, of homemade rods and whatnot. And while that mechanically works, it doesn't work from a code perspective because none of that material is obviously listed, certified, approved, compliant with a fire-rated opening, which is most likely what you're dealing with. Hotels, you'll see these all the time. You exit the elevators, you come through a pair of doors, bam, you've got electromagnetic door holders on those openings, generally is how I see it. Why are those used? Well, they're inexpensive. They're easy, they're inexpensive, they're dependable, they're reliable, they're cheap. There's other ways, obviously, to hold those doors open, but electromagnetic holders can generally be among the least expensive and very effective, very trouble-free. You'll see options, and LCN has them, to incorporate them up into the door closers. That's a very viable option. I like that as well. The power has to be brought somewhere to the opening. Might be easier to have it brought to the wall where you're already bringing an outlet sort of concept rather than to the header of the frame and then making custom preparations in hollow metal frames generally. But nonetheless, here is the 7810-514 aluminum ball and pivot connector. This is obviously going to be available in the different finishes that will be offered from LCN. That's going to be, your sprayed finishes: aluminum, dark bronze, light bronze, brass, sprayed brass type of color, etc. So the links below this video: a cut sheet that will just simply show an overview of this, the product catalog that will show the entire series of the 7800 material, and then, of course, just the installation instructions, which are included. Let's take a look at those and see if there's anything to call attention to. Remove the contact plate locking screw, the plate that's going to be attached originally to the base. You're going to disassemble that. Pull contact plate away from the armature base. There may be two plastic discs on the contact plate, so be mindful to not let them fall out. Insert ball into the armature base, reinsert and tighten the locking screw. So contact plate comes off, the ball goes in. You're probably going to separate those. No, actually you wouldn't separate those at all. Bolt this through. Attach extension link if there is any required. Using the ball link, the connector link will create an 1.5 inch extension itself. I don't think we measured that. Overall length, yeah, I think we did. 2 3/16, where that's going to be mounted from the center line to the center line. It's kind of where that 1.5 inch is coming into play. Center line of the two mounting points, 1.5 inch. Attach contact plate and the connector link assembly to the extension links. Align contact plate with magnet and tighten all screws. You're done. Simple material. An installation proceeds. It goes forward. Find out, oh, we can't get the doors to where they have to lock. Okay, what do we do now? Extension links. Finally, there's a link below There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the LCN products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the SEM7810-514 aluminum ball pivot connection link or any other LCN product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.